Ever feel like airports are designed to stress you out? The overpriced sandwiches, the confusing gate changes, the endless security lines? Yeah, it's not just bad luck. It's by design. From the moment you step inside, you're being watched, nudged, and yes, manipulated. What if I told you that the carpet you walk on, the water fountain you drink from, and even that phone charging station might be part of a carefully orchestrated system? In this video, we're revealing 17 shocking secrets about airports and airlines that they hope you never find out. Some are clever, others are disturbing, and one might just change how you fly forever. And at the end, I'll share a bonus trick airlines use to make you think they're always on time, even when they're not. You don't want to miss secret number 8, especially if you ever eat or drink on a flight. And secret number 13? It could literally save you hundreds of dollars before your next layover. So grab your carry-on, buckle in, and stay with me. Because once you learn these tricks, you'll never walk through an airport the same way again. You finally find a seat near the terminal's edge, quiet, comfortable, and most importantly, equipped with a USB charging port. You plug in, feeling a bit of relief as your phone flickers to life. But here's what no one tells you. Those public USB ports may be doing more than giving you power. This is where juice jacking comes in, a method where hackers install malware or siphon off your data while your phone is charging. In some airports, even seating areas with integrated screens or power banks are under passive surveillance. Microphones and small embedded cameras may track behavior, audio, or even capture sensitive info from open apps. What feels like a safe haven is actually part of a wider behavioral data net. Have you ever noticed how, after passing through security, your pace slows down, even when you're in a rush? That's not just exhaustion or airport zen kicking in. It's a calculated tactic called cognitive friction. Airports frequently switch flooring from hard tile to plush carpet right after the security checkpoint. The texture shift subtly signals your brain to reduce speed and relax. Slower passengers are easier to monitor, manage, and keep flowing at a controlled pace. It also reduces crowd friction and lowers tension, because anxious people are more likely to complain or cause delays. This isn't about comfort, it's crowd control dressed as interior design. The layout guides your behavior without you even realizing it. Think you're venting privately while waiting in line at the TSA checkpoint? Think again. Some high-traffic areas in airports, including information desks, seating zones near security, and even certain boarding gates, are equipped with ambient microphones. These aren't just for paging announcements. They're part of passive surveillance networks designed to pick up keywords, flag potential threats, or even capture data for behavioral analysis. Your harmless rant about airport delays or baggage issues might be recorded, flagged, and routed to security teams monitoring live audio feeds. While it may sound dystopian, this type of monitoring is legal in many jurisdictions, especially in federally secured zones. You're not just watched, you might be heard too. You think the gate agent is just smiling out of courtesy? Maybe. But maybe not. Airport and airline staff often have advance notes about passengers before you even show up at the counter. Flight attendants, ground crew, and security are briefed on certain travelers, frequent flyers, passengers with medical alerts, VIPs, and those with a history of complaints, meltdowns, or security flags. These internal watch lists are subtle and private, but real. If you've ever caused a scene at baggage claim or wrote a viral thread trashing an airline, your profile might have a quiet heads up attached. That means you're getting watched just a bit more closely, not out of suspicion, but out of protocol. You're dehydrated after standing in a slow-moving security line, and finally you spot it. A sleek silver water fountain next to gate 14. Free hydration, right? Unfortunately, this is one of the germiest places in the airport. Multiple studies have shown that airport water fountains rank shockingly high in bacteria levels, often testing positive for mold spores, biofilm, and even E. coli. These fountains are touched by hundreds, sometimes thousands of people per day, and cleaning cycles are far less frequent than you'd expect. While they may sparkle under LED lighting, they often go days or weeks without sanitization. Worse, the spout is rarely cleaned, meaning every time someone takes a sip, they're potentially adding a new layer of pathogens. You're better off buying overpriced bottled water or bringing your own sealed container. The moment your in-flight snack is served, you instinctively drop the tray table, unroll your napkin, and dig in. But let's pause for a second. That tray table might be the dirtiest surface you'll touch all day. While bathrooms at least get cleaned regularly, tray tables are often wiped down superficially, if at all, between flights. In fact, they've tested positive for cold viruses, staph, and even fecal bacteria in multiple airline sanitation studies. Why? Tight turnaround times and cost-cutting leave no room for deep cleanse. And when passengers change babies, rest bare feet, or even place used tissues on those trays, it creates a layered breeding ground of invisible nastiness. Unless you brought your own sanitizing wipes, your pre-packaged peanuts might be sitting on a microbial battlefield. That satisfying click of the seatbelt might feel like a signal to relax, but it's also a contact point for a buffet of bacteria. Seatbelt buckles, armrests, headrests, and touchscreen remotes are among the most touched, least cleaned surfaces on the plane. People cough into their hands, wipe their noses, eat sticky snacks, and then touch all of these areas without a second thought. Cleaning crews often prioritize spills or visible messes, not microbial safety. Worse, the seatback pockets, where passengers toss half-eaten food, dirty tissues, and used masks, are rarely emptied between flights. One airline audit found old chewing gum and rotting fruit inside those pockets weeks after being left behind. So next time you sit down, pull out a disinfectant wipe before settling in. A little cleaning now could save you from a week-long cold later. As soon as the wheels hit the ground, the seatbelt sign dings off, and suddenly, everyone's making a mad dash to the first restroom they see. It makes sense, right? You've been holding it in for hours. But here's what no one realizes. The nearest post-flight bathroom is often the dirtiest in the airport. It's overwhelmed by back-to-back arrivals, rarely cleaned between rushes, and sees dozens of users in just a few minutes. Trash cans overflow, soap runs out. And toilet paper? Forget it. Airport staff prioritize departure gates over arrival ones when it comes to sanitation. If you can hold it for just 60 more seconds, walk deeper into the terminal. You'll almost always find a cleaner, emptier, and more peaceful restroom. The pasta you're about to eat at 38,000 feet may have started its journey long before you did. Most in-flight meals are mass-produced 3 to 5 days in advance, then refrigerated, transported, frozen, and finally reheated just before serving. While airline caterers follow health codes, the long storage and reheat cycles create opportunities for bacterial growth, especially if temperatures aren't maintained precisely. Add to that the fact that taste sensitivity decreases at altitude, and airlines often compensate with extra salt and sugar, which isn't great for blood pressure or digestion. In one food safety audit, dozens of pre-flight meals tested positive for Listeria and E. coli, especially on routes with outdated caterer contracts. So while the chicken may smell fine, the freshness is questionable. Opt for sealed snacks or bring your own food if you can. You've made it past security and realize you forgot to grab cash. Luckily, there's an ATM just steps away from your gate. Convenient? Yes. Cost-effective? Absolutely not. Airport ATMs are notorious for sky-high withdrawal fees, especially for foreign travelers. You could lose up to 10–15% of your money in one transaction due to layered service charges and awful exchange rates. Some even have default settings that push you toward dynamic currency conversion, making the loss even worse. It's no coincidence these machines are strategically placed right where passengers feel financially vulnerable. Add in tight layovers and language barriers, and it's a perfect trap. The better option? Withdraw cash from your own bank before you head to the airport, or use a card with international fee protection. You're starving. You spot a snack kiosk offering granola bars, trail mix, and bottled water. But take a closer look. That $2 snack is now priced at $6. Welcome to the world of airport markups. Once you pass through security, your options narrow. Retailers know you're stuck and hungry, and they take full advantage. Everything from a basic banana to a candy bar is marked up sometimes 200% or more. Even worse, packaged food with long shelf lives like gum or cookies often has the exact same expiration dates as cheaper versions in regular stores, just with a triple price tag. It's psychological manipulation in plain sight. You're not just paying for food, you're paying for your desperation. Ever wonder what happens to those suitcases that go unclaimed at baggage claim? You might picture a dusty back room filled with forgotten luggage, but in reality, those bags go up for auction, completely unopened. Airports and third-party contractors hold periodic sales where buyers bid blindly on lost luggage. It's a gamble. You might score high-end electronics or designer clothes, or open a case filled with dirty laundry and mismatched shoes. And here's the twist: airlines aren't legally required to open or investigate the contents. That means your sentimental items, your documents, or your wedding dress could all become someone else's surprise score. If your bag is lost, file your claim immediately and follow up aggressively, because once it disappears into the system, it's not coming back. You've seen them, those mysterious glass doors labeled Executive Lounge or Sky Club, hiding a calm oasis behind the chaos. Most travelers assume you need elite status or expensive memberships to get in. But that's not the full story. Many airport lounges offer day passes to any traveler for a small fee, sometimes as low as $25 to $50. Even better, several credit cards, with or without annual fees, include free lounge access as a perk. These lounges offer fast Wi-Fi, comfy seating, clean bathrooms, and even free meals and drinks, things you'd otherwise pay a premium for elsewhere. So while most passengers fight over charging stations near the food court, you could be relaxing with free cappuccino in peace. Most travelers assume that once they drop off their checked luggage, it's simply tossed onto a cart and rolled toward the plane. But behind the scenes, your suitcase is on a high-tech journey of its own. Before it reaches the baggage hold, it's funneled through a multi-layered scanning system far more advanced than what you walk through at security. We're talking 3D imaging, trace chemical detection, shape analysis, and AI flagging. These scanners can detect residue from explosives, hidden compartments in clothing, and suspicious item densities without ever opening your bag. In just seconds, the system checks your belongings more thoroughly than a full pat-down. And the wildest part? You'll never even know it happened. It's a completely silent process built for speed and precision. You booked your flight, picked your seat, and checked in early. Yet somehow, you're at the gate and the airline says the flight is full, and you've been bumped. What happened? You were caught in the overbooking trap. Airlines routinely sell more seats than they actually have, relying on algorithms that predict how many passengers will miss their flight. But when everyone shows up, it becomes a game of musical chairs, and someone loses. It's 100% legal and wildly profitable. The airline's goal? Keep every plane as close to full as possible, even if it means reassigning, bribing, or denying passengers last minute. Unless you're a frequent flyer or elite member, your ticket isn't as confirmed as it looks. Imagine sitting at the gate watching a plane take off, with barely anyone on board. No, it's not a charter. It's what's called a ghost flight. And yes, they happen regularly. Airlines are assigned specific landing and takeoff slots at major airports. These slots are incredibly valuable, but there's a catch. If they're not used consistently, the airline can lose them to competitors. So instead of canceling a low-booked flight, some airlines fly it anyway, with little or no one on board, just to maintain their claim. It's inefficient, environmentally wasteful, and financially bizarre, but it preserves access to billion-dollar airport routes. You're not imagining things when you see empty cabins depart. It's all part of the logistics game. Midway through a long flight, things feel smooth. The cabin is quiet, no announcements. But behind the cockpit door, your pilot may be asleep. And that's actually a good thing. On long-haul and international flights, it's standard aviation procedure for pilots and co-pilots to take scheduled rest breaks, often in hidden compartments or dedicated reclining crew seats. These mandatory naps are FAA regulated, designed to fight fatigue and ensure maximum alertness during takeoff and landing. Contrary to Hollywood myths, these naps are monitored and timed to the minute, with one pilot always in command, or autopilot in full control under supervision. Would you rather they nod off during turbulence, or take a power nap when it's safe? Exactly. The flight lands. The captain cheerfully announces, "Welcome to your destination. We've arrived ahead of schedule." You smile. A win, right? Not exactly. This little piece of good news is often the result of a trick called padded scheduling. Airlines intentionally add extra time to their published flight durations, sometimes by 20, even 40 minutes, so that late departures still arrive early on paper. This boosts their on-time performance metrics, which are closely watched by regulators, travel agencies, and loyal customers. In reality, you arrived late, but thanks to this pre-programmed buffer, the stats say early. It's a PR move, not an operational miracle. So the next time you feel impressed by that early landing, just know they didn't speed up the plane, they slowed down your expectations. So now you know, your phone charger might be spying on you, your tray table could be crawling with bacteria, and your early flight, a clever illusion. From ghost flights to gourmet markups, every part of the airport experience is designed to guide, charge, or control you, all while keeping up appearances. But here's the good news. You're now a smarter traveler than 99% of the people rushing past Gate 27. Which of these secrets shocked you the most? Or have you spotted a trick that we didn't mention? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear it. And if you enjoy videos packed with insider facts, survival tricks, and real-world hacks, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because once you've seen how the system works, you'll never travel the same way again.